I'm Jared Griego with Scarlet Rhapsody, and I'm here with special guest, Reuben Langdon.
Hi guys.
We need to insert like an applause track. I guess I'll begin with like a simple question. I'm sure you've done this like 300 times since you're voicing Ken. How familiar were you with the Street Fighter franchise prior to voicing Ken?
Very familiar. I was just when I got the audition, it was like a dream come true of actually being part of the audition, and then because it was a very top secret thing, I didn't even know what I was going into audition for, and they handed me a stack of characters, and on the top of the stack was Ken Masters, and being such an avid fan of Street Fighter as I was back in the day, it was kind of a dream come true for a nerd guy like me. And then later, of course, when I got the call that I actually got the role of Ken Masters, my favorite character of the Street Fighter series, again, I was blown away and very excited, so almost peed my pants. I think I did, actually. I sprinkled a little bit. It got a little wet down there. Probably too much information. But
yeah, but I mean, come on, it's Ken.
It's Ken, exactly.
Deservedly excited.
Exactly. I was very excited and very happy, and still to this day, I mean, Super Street Fighter out, being able to go back in the booth and do a couple extra lines for that, and
yeah, very cool.
And playing the game is always fun to hear my voice while playing the game.
So who is your favorite Street Fighter character?
Well, of course it's Ken Masters. Who else? I do play some of the other characters. Not so much now. Now it's all about Ken because I don't have as much time to play.
It's always about Ken.
Yeah, but back in the day, I actually played E Honda a lot.
Really?
I don't know why. I guess because his moves are so devastating. You can hit somebody like 3 times and they're dead. So he was always fun to pull out and surprise people with. But other than that, I think back when Street Fighter 3 came out, I played Guy a little bit, but Ken has been my main man since the early days.
That's awesome. Now I get to voice him.
Yeah.
That's right there is cool.
It's a dream come true.
So I had a silly question based on video games because you also voice the awesome character Dante in Devil May Cry.
Yes.
Who would win in a fight between Dante and Ken?
Wow. Well, it depends on what game you're playing, I guess. If it was Devil May Cry, Ken was in Devil May Cry, I'm sure Ken would probably get his ass kicked because of all the guns and swords and supernatural abilities that Dante has. If he's in a Street Fighter match, then of course Ken would win. So I'm not taking sides. Depends on the game.
All right. Now you did the motion capture for Dante.
Mm-hmm.
How did you get into that? Did they just come up to you after you got the role and ask you about it, or did you have some other process?
The motion capture actually came before the voice.
Oh, really?
So my partner and I, Shibata Takuya Shibata, we have a company called Just Cause Productions, and in the company we, let's say at the time, we do a lot of motion capture and stuff, but at the time we were more of a motion capture coordinating company. We were a production company doing films and stuff, but we were hiring talent from the States to perform the motion capture and voices for various video games.
All right.
So me, myself, being a performer, I kind of was the go-to guy to find talent. And when the role of Dante came around, immediately there was already the resemblance for my physicality. The stats of the character when we need a 6-foot-tall guy that can do action and can act like this. Of course, I was #1 contender to kind of go up for the casting. We did invite originally for Devil May Cry 3, invited about 10 other people to come out and audition for the role.
Okay.
Luckily, I landed it.
Awesome.
And then for 4, believe it or not, I actually had to re-audition.
Oh, wow.
Because the character was as you know, older, acting older. It's like, we're trying to say it was like 10 or 15 years after Devil May Cry 3.
Yeah.
And not necessarily that many years, but just the way the Dante acts and everything else. So they didn't really think everybody's image of Dante and how I was able to act was of this young, 19-year-old Dante.
Yeah.
And nobody really, I don't know why, but nobody thought I could pull it off. So I had to actually go and re-audition when we brought another probably 15 people or so to audition for the role of Dante.
Oh, more people came in for 4.
For 4, yeah, because we had a little more of a talent pool and a little more time, actually. Devil May Cry 3 was kind of thrown together. Well, I shouldn't say thrown together, but we had a little more time to do things before. Again, I landed. Having done the first one, I'm sure helped.
Yeah.
Not the first one, the third one. But yeah, just auditioning.
Now, with your motion capture, do you use the suits with the little beads on them?
Yep. Yeah.
I've always wondered, what do those feel like when wearing those? Because they look really uncomfortable from the outside.
It's not too bad. I mean, it's like wearing a glove on your hand, a very tight-fitting glove, all over your body.
All right.
So, having worn spandex for the majority of my life, career, working on shows like Power Rangers and out in Japan doing a lot of those hero suit type live shows and character things. Most of my professional career has been in spandex, so making the transition into a mocap suit is no different. So that's what I do. I wake up in the morning, I put on my spandex, and I go to work.
These. Sorry, I have to get over that one.
Some people wear their spandex at conventions. This is my day off, so I don't care to wear my spandex. Most people like to do it, for fun. It's my career, so day off.
So the stunt work came first.
The stunt work came, not really. The stunt work for just my career in general, is that what?
Yeah, just your general stunt work.
Actually, no, I started off acting. I landed a role on a show called B-Fighter Kabuto, which, if you're familiar with,
I was going to ask you about that.
with the Sentai stuff. This was out in Japan, and I really didn't have much of an action background. I had always was fascinated with martial arts and loved Bruce Lee, and mimicked and tried to do crazy Jackie Chan type gymnastic moves, and ended up laying on my head and getting hurt really bad. But I landed this role on Japanese TV. It's called B-Fighter Kabuto, and on the show I got the chance to perform my own stunts. I was working with the acting teams, and they were kind of coaching me the whole time and saying, "Hey, you're not bad for for a white guy who's never done martial arts before." and I guess that just by them saying that and by me really loving the possibility to do that, I went full on headstrong into studying martial arts, studying action cinema, and after that just really focused on action cinema and martial arts. And then I got away from acting because my physical skills kind of surpassed, I wouldn't say surpassed my acting skills, just I got that much better at the physical stuff. And there's fewer people out there with those physical skills at the time. So when I got word of a job or somebody needed a white guy to do some falls or some flips or something, then I would get those jobs before the acting stuff. So my stunt career kind of took off, where my acting career kind of got set on the back burner. And then later, during Devil May Cry and these other motion capture performances, is when things started to kind of catch up with each other.
All right. How many forms of martial arts do you know?
When a lot of people ask that question, what forms, what styles do you know? Have you trained in? I've trained in a lot of different styles. I would say action cinema is I have a black belt in action cinema. If they gave